the 8th of February, a soldier identified as Lance Nayak Prabhu Singh got into a heated argument with the DMK leader Chinnaswamy. Now, following this, Chinnaswamy, along with 9 others, allegedly attacked the soldier and his brother. While Republic's relentless coverage has forced action and Chinnaswamy is now placed under arrest, the anger is palpable. Now, in the latest, the BJP is set to stage protests against the DMK over inaction. Joining us on the broadcast is Varshini, who is reporting from the site of the BJP's protest. Now, Varshini, good morning. Varshini, there's been a lot of anger against what happened. There is also a lot of anger in terms of the fact that, the DMK, which is in power, and Stalin, who also looks at the home portfolio, did not even think it was important to come out and speak about this.
Well, absolutely, yes. If you see, this is definitely growing into a much intensified situation rather than what we thought, because the BJP has now started to conduct protests in every single district in the state, not just Chennai or not just Krishnagiri where this issue happened. Rather, they are conducting protests all over the state. They are going to file complaints with the district collectors, with the DGP, with this, every district corporation commissioner. Therefore, it is going to grow and grow is what we are seeing. And if at all the DMK and the ruling government is not able to take any kind of a step, this is definitely going to get even more difficult for them. And if you note, Nupur, this is also election times in the state. If you see, the by-poll elections are happening at the later end of this month, and it is very important for the ministers and all the leaders to be there in the polling campaign site and campaign there rather than reacting on such an important issue. The death of this Jawan is definitely, not, the people are very unhappy with this situation. People are shocked, people are very upset, and if the ruling government does not come up with a proper answer, come up with a befitting honor or respect for the Jawan, or comes up with something to make sure that they are standing with the Jawan in this situation and not with their party member, it is definitely not going to sit very well for them. And today the BJP has planned massive protests throughout the state. Statewide protests are going to happen, so we'll have to see if at all, at least after this kind of a protest erupting in different parts of the state, the DMK government will react or not on this.
All right, Shravan also joining us from New Delhi on the broadcast. Shravan, this is also a classic tale really of a common man fighting for justice, and the government on the one hand, political bigwigs on the one hand, and a soldier from the Indian Army on the other, isn't it?
Well, in fact, Nupur, there is another aspect which hasn't been highlighted so far. That is the role of the police. And remember, the police comes under the DMK government at this point in time. The Home Minister there, the State Home Minister, is equally culpable. And this is how he's equally culpable in terms of why there has been a delayed action. For instance, in this particular case, what has essentially happened, Nupur, is that one of the main accused, the BJP councillor, was actually on the run. In fact, reports are now coming in from our sources, in fact, our reporters on the ground who are picking up more information as to why exactly was there a delay. It turns out that he was actually allowed to leave from Krishnagiri, and from there he entered Karnataka. In fact, he was in Kolar. He spent about a considerable amount of time, and it was at a much later stage that there was an information that was sent out by the Tamil Nadu police to the Karnataka police in order to the CID to actually step in. What's more important to point out here is that immediately thereafter, the arrest timings that have actually been shown, it seems there is also another discrepancy, because it turns out the arrest timing has been shown only yesterday, where reports are now coming in. The arrest was made a day before yesterday around 10 o'clock in the evening. So what's the reason behind showing a different timing of arrest at this point in time? And more importantly, why did it take so long for the police to start acting on it? Had it not been the hue and cry that was made by the family members, perhaps this too would have been brushed under the carpet. What is even more surprising is that not a single word has really come in from the state government at this point in time. We'll also try and go across to my colleague Varshini for the latest that's coming in. Varshini, it turns out that not just the not just the DMK councillor, but there were about 5 to 6 other people. And this is not the first time that there was a run-in that they've had with the Lance Nayak. What is it that you're picking up?
Long family dispute that has been going on for a while now, and this DMK councillor had apparently brought in his sons, his cousins, his nephews. He's brought in everybody, his entire family, in fact, to beat the deceased Jawan and his brother together. It's definitely not looking like a water dispute, and that is the sole reason for this. There has to be some vendetta, is what we are picking up from sources. We are also learning that this family of DMK councillor has been involved in such instances in the past as well. They have such a history of going as a family and threatening people and kind of giving them death threats, etc. And that is exactly what has happened. It has transpired into a much even worse scenario where a life of a Jawan has been lost. And at the same time, Shravan, we are also learning, like you said, it was not only the DMK councillor, not only his sons, it was a huge gang of more than 10 people. But as of now, the arrests have been made for 9 of them. Initial arrest was 6 people, and later on, the DMK councillor and 2 others, 2 of his sons were arrested. So 9 people have been arrested, and the complainant, Prabhakaran, who was also thrashed up very badly, he's also still recovering. He's also still in the hospital. He just came for the funeral yesterday, tried to come and sit at the funeral, but he's now back at the hospital getting treated for his injuries, which are really, really bad at this point of time. And he has also written 9 people's names in the complaint, and these 9 people have been arrested. But there are sources that tell us from the family side that there were unknown people also that they couldn't name, they couldn't identify in their complaint, which they want the police to find out and arrest them as well, take action as well. Yesterday, when the sister-in-law of the deceased Jawan Prabhu spoke to Republic, she specifically kept repeating the same words about how all they want is justice. All they want is justice for the life that has lost, for the lives that have been depending upon him, and for the future of the kids, the 3-year-old and the 4-month-old kids and his family, and who is